Ah, the artichoke. Yes, you heard me correctly. The humble artichoke. A vegetable wrapped in layers, concealing a tender heart beneath its thorny exterior. Today, my dear friends, we embark on a journey to unravel the mysteries of the human heart in a video titled, How to Get an Avoidant to Open Up Emotionally. Just like the artichoke, some hearts appear impenetrable at first glance, yet beneath those layers lies something vulnerable, something worth discovering. Let me tell you a tale, a yarn spun from the threads of wisdom and experience. Picture a man named Thomas, a man with a penchant for solitude, a fortress of emotional resilience, if you will. He had built a life of self-reliance, each brick laid meticulously over the years, forming walls that towered around him. His friends often jested, calling him the Great Wall of Thomas. You see, Thomas was the quintessential avoidant, a man who found solace in his own company, his heart a vault with a rusty lock. One might wonder why someone like Thomas would guard himself so fiercely. The answer, my dear listeners, lies in the winding corridors of his past. You see, avoidant attachment often finds its roots in childhood, where a tender spirit learned that vulnerability was met with disappointment or neglect. Thomas's parents, though well-meaning, were distant, their love as elusive as whispers in the wind. So he learned, as many do, to fend for himself, to wrap his heart in a cocoon of self-preservation. Now, you might ask, how does one coax a man like Thomas out of his fortress? How does one find the key to his heart? Ah, therein lies the challenge, and a challenge it is indeed. But fear not, for the path to emotional intimacy with an avoidant is not as treacherous as it seems. It requires patience, understanding, and a touch of gentle persistence. Imagine a garden, if you will, a garden where the most delicate flowers bloom only when tended with care and attention. The avoidant heart is much like this garden. It does not respond to force or demands, but flourishes under the gentle warmth of acceptance. So, the first step, my friends, is to foster a sense of safety, an environment where trust can take root and grow. Allow me to recount a story of a woman named Clara, a woman who understood the language of silence and space. She became Thomas's confidant, not by prying or probing, but by simply being present. Clara knew the value of listening, of offering a shoulder without the weight of expectation. In her company, Thomas found a refuge, a place where he could lower his guard, if only for a moment. It's crucial, you see, to respect the boundaries of an avoidant soul. They are not walls to be breached, but gates to be opened with care. Clara understood this. She would say, "Thomas, your silence speaks volumes. Whenever you're ready, I'll be here listening." Her words were like a soft breeze, gentle yet persistent, eventually coaxing the petals of his heart to unfurl. But let us not forget the element of surprise, the unexpected turn in our tale. For it is often in the moments of spontaneity that the heart reveals itself. Picture a rainy afternoon with Thomas and Clara caught beneath a cafe awning, the world around them a symphony of raindrops. In a moment of laughter, Thomas turned to Clara and said, "You know, I never liked the rain as a child. It always felt so cold and distant." It was a revelation, a glimpse into his past, a shard of vulnerability that slipped through the cracks. You see, dear listeners, spontaneity can be a powerful ally. It bypasses the defenses, catches the avoidant off guard, and in that moment of surprise, their heart may speak. Now, let us explore the notion of reciprocity. For a relationship is a dance, a delicate balance of give and take. An avoidant may fear vulnerability, but they also seek connection, a paradox that resides within them. So, offer your own stories, your own snippets of vulnerability. In doing so, you extend a hand, inviting them to step onto the dance floor. Imagine a ballroom filled with music and laughter. Clara, in a moment of courage, shared her own tale of heartbreak with Thomas, a story that resonated with his own unspoken fears. In that exchange, a bond was formed, a thread of understanding that wove their lives together. But, my friends, let us not be hasty, for building trust is a marathon, not a sprint. Patience is your steadfast companion on this journey. The avoidant heart, much like a skittish deer, needs time to approach. Hasty movements will only send it fleeing into the woods. Picture a clock, its hands moving steadily, never rushing, never pausing. Time teaches us that growth is a gradual process, a symphony of moments strung together. With each tick of the clock, Thomas learned to lean into vulnerability, to embrace the discomfort that came with it. And in doing so, he discovered a freedom he had never known. You see, the journey of opening up emotionally is not a destination but a continuous path. It is a dance of courage and tenderness, a tapestry woven with threads of trust and understanding. It is about peeling back the layers, one by one, to reveal the heart beneath. In closing, let me remind you of the artichoke, our steadfast companion on this journey. Just as you would savor each leaf, each tender morsel, savor the journey of connection with an avoidant heart. For beneath those layers lies something precious, a heart that yearns to be seen, to be known. So, my dear listeners, take heart. Approach with patience, with kindness, and with a touch of humor. For in the end, it is the laughter, the shared moments of joy and vulnerability that bind us together. And remember, the artichoke's heart is worth the effort, worth the journey of discovery. May you find the courage to dance with the avoidant, to listen to the silence, and to open your own heart in return. For in the dance of vulnerability, we find our truest selves.
If you believe this video might help someone dear to you, share it with them. A small gesture on your part could mean the world to a friend in need.